Joker, very cool. Liking the skin choice for Link. I'm not really the biggest fan of the Breath of the Wild, personally. I want my green tunic Link back. That's just me, though. All right, feeling each other out.
Definitely, both of these characters, both of these players, going to be taking their time. I'm honestly, Kura's been playing pretty patiently. I'd be excited to see how he deals with this Arsene. If he tries to push a little bit of his advantage, or if he decides to just opt for waiting it out.
Ooh, good on him for not rolling in.
Definitely creating a lot of space. Very good. Needs to watch out for the Egon. And the fast fall, not having his double jump, burning his double jump early, really coming back to bite him there. That's going to be a very big detriment for this Link. Parries coming out left and right from Starman. I believe he's kind of got the timing down on what Links are wanting to do with that Nair.
Win. They want to win. All right, a strong smash attack coming out.
Very, very early stop coming from this Link.
Yeah, but that Link definitely needs it. Kura needs to get some extra percent coming here. 48% on himself.
One thing I will say Kura's done a very good job of that I'm pretty impressed with is his grapple game with Link, who is, of course not known for having the best grab, even close to the best grab, but he has made a lot of progress and had a lot of pressure off of these grabs from Link.
Yeah. Well, certain play styles for different strokes for different folks, of course, and that's why I say Link is definitely very good at just changing up how he plays constantly, going from zoner to brawler to swordsman to grappler. It makes him such an interesting character.
So there goes Arsene number 2, I believe, out the door. Still a lot of pressure from this Joker. Are we going to be looking at a back air? Maybe a reverse, but not getting the right drift. The Link up B drift is so tricky.
Yeah, and there's a lot of I don't want to lean too far back and put myself in a bad spot after if it messes up.
And the Joker not quite spacing that F smash, great. Maybe with a shield poke, but who knows? It just wasn't quite the right play.
All right, Link needing to get back to stage at 154. Definitely can be taken out at a second's notice.
Kura, one thing I've noticed, burns that double jump very early, very consistently. And he needs to be careful about that because, the way Joker is going to be putting out a lot of pressure is going to be with these back airs and being able to dodge around those, he's going to need that double jump for sure.
Right.
But Link living to 187%. The F smash finally going to be able to take it.
Link going too many times for that high up B, hoping to catch Joker off guard. But Joker, good on him for realizing it and punishing him hard, taking the stop.
Definitely something we're going to have to be looking at going forward is that Rebels guard actually, trying to call it out very quickly. Maybe the up throw not quite going to make it. Probably going to be looking maybe about 10% more before that's going to be killing. But back here, even not going to be killing at the moment.
Smart on his part for using that.
And the up B,
seems like
maybe a little bit of a panic there.
Corrin seems to be going for a few too many panic options with Link. Link does have a good up B out of shield option, but you got to respect certain things with Joker.
And maybe, again, it could have been like you were saying, maybe he just knew the matchup a little bit better against the Bowser, because he seems kind of almost at a loss about what to do against this Joker, and not necessarily Arsene Joker, but just regular Joker. It's giving him a lot of trouble here.
Well, like I said, regular Joker is fantastic, and at 196, it's definitely showing that he can't get his kill out, and I think it's because he's used to being able to get his kills off of players that aren't really good at respecting Link's options, but when you have a character, or when you have a player like Starman who just came off fighting Sacred, you're going to get stuff like this.
And this is also going to be telling, too, of the gauge of the power of these Links and kind of the play style, and also going to be the skill level of these Links. So Starman might be our deciding factor. He may be our Link killer. He may be our gatekeeper. We'll just have to see kind of what these Links are going to be able to push towards.
Link itself is difficult to say whether power level or stuff like that, because it could just be playstyle. That could be okay.
The playstyles do vary very widely.
And that every Link plays their own special way. And seeing a Dark Pit come out, I'm liking the purple skin. It looks nice. But this is an interesting choice. Dark Pit and Pit, knowing for being very middle of the road characters, but they do have good kill power, and there's also the fact that not many people know the matchup.
Yeah, I don't know if I've even seen a Dark Pit here at PCC since my first tournament way back in April of last year. So it has definitely been a while. I'm excited to see someone who maybe has put a little bit more time into the character than I have, for sure.
Right.
Because it's just such a rarity.
Well, Dark Pit's really good at getting those early kills off the side, good at gimping when he can. Getting his multi-hits. That's another thing. It's just I would be scared of all the multi-hits with Rebel's Guard. Because, like right now, he has Arsene. If he were to lose it, he could get it back again with one Rebel guarded Nair.
We have to think also that these multi-hits are going to be eating up Joker Arsene very, very quickly if he hits any of these. Right now, it looks like he's opting to kind of sit back, but even at this range, these Agons are just eating him alive.
Catching him out of his own drag down combo, that was interesting. Going for the try to get that quick kill, and that's unfortunate.
And Arsene said, "I will see you next time, my friend."
He said, "I am out. I did not want any part in this." Good on him for not immediately attacking when the Rebel's Guard came out.
That's another thing, Kura. I think that might be his personal playstyle, is really working around these grabs and working, making use of all this, and he's getting a lot of damage off of these down throw combos.
I could see him doing good with characters like Mario and stuff like that to get the grappler effect. Maybe Wario. Wario's more of a hit.
He seems to be liking a lot of these projectiles and these spacing tools that he's able to use from a longer distance. He doesn't really play a brawlery style. He's just kind of zoning, and then when he needs to, he's using the grabs as kind of a get off me option.
Right.
And Starman SDing, kind of looking for a preemptive air dodge and not getting anything off of it.
Yeah, you got to think that first stock probably definitely messed with his mentality. Having Arsene ditch you halfway through your recovery has got to hurt.
Oh yes, absolutely. And I didn't realize you could reflect Joker's grappling hook. That was a very strange.
Didn't even see that
interaction there.
All right, going for the multi-hit.
I don't know if the pit reflector is really down throw to up smash is a good combo now. But I'm not really seeing a whole lot of the reflector being very useful against the A-High and the Agon, just because of how little in-lag those moves actually have. I think Joker's getting a lot of extra stage pressure off of him just trying to reflect his own projectile.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that Orbiters are the worst reflector in the game, and Pit and Dark Pit's worst move for sure. Pit not being able to get those grapples that he was getting a while ago, and getting stuck with having to push Joker away and try to get his stage presence back.
But this is a completely different game than what we saw last time against this Link that's been dominating pretty strongly, through the tournament. We're seeing a full stock lead coming out from Kura.
Very good on his part, just using Pit's tools to the best of his advantage. And there's probably a good bit of not knowing this matchup whatsoever. There's not a lot of people who play Dark Pit. Dark Pit going for the pressure. I was thinking he was going to go for an arrow. Okay.
Ooh, a very, very dangerous option. But calling that out, I believe 170 is a pretty safe time to go ahead and.
I honestly thought he was going to do it then.
And I believe Starman did too, and I think that was very smart for Kura to try and mix that one up. Change his options up, and we saw, the early pop-up from Starman, not quite getting it, and getting it that time. Oh, no. That was rough. The early pop-off from Starman coming back, that is what you call a taunt to body, even in real life. That was very, very difficult to witness. Everyone here is in awe, their mouths open all across the room.
I'm excited. Very interesting.
That was definitely a change.
I didn't see the end of that match. I was too focused on the real life stuff going on. That was more interesting stuff to me at the time. But hey, we got another game to get into.
Hey, anybody that missed it, that will be something that we will. You can go back and watch on our YouTube.
Yes.
Poultry City Classic on YouTube. We do all of our stream matches. We clip them and kind of piece them out. So if you want to review their matches, see your favorite players, or see crazy nonsense like that, go and check us out. back to the game. This is game 3.
Opted to stick with that dark pit.
1-1.
And for good reason.
Absolutely, he had it. Even up until that last stock, he had a very commanding lead for the majority of that game.
Starman, you can see the aggression coming out on him. He is wanting out for blood for sure.
Both of these guys, Kura trying not to feel himself too much right now, playing very patient. Starman having a little bit of a hard time, keeping his composure here.
Yeah, he dropped that Rebels guard at the last second. That small of a shield would have definitely broke if he had hit that smash attack. Or, I don't think he threw a smash attack. But if he had thrown one, it would have broken.
I will say one thing, Kura has been doing it may be part of his playstyle with, getting all the grabs and being so comfortable with his grapple game. But knowing just how many pummels he can get with different percents when he grabs, because he gets one more than I think he usually should get, but he's still successfully able to, even with the smashing of Starman, able to get these throws out very successfully.
Right. Ooh, almost getting that Rebels guard on that. That probably would have given him Arsene, honestly.
I don't know at that point. He's only sitting at half Arsene right now, and that's after the second ledge.
Those arrows are pretty strong.
This should be a kill.
Yeah, forward throw at the ledge will always kill at a high percent.
Honestly, I think that might be one of Pit's and Dark Pit's best kill options.
Well, Pit can do it too.
Yeah, I was going to say, Pit and Dark Pit.
Oh, okay.
So, Starman still looking a little bit flustered here, trying to, work on a little bit of his movement, trying to slow himself down.
Yeah, really try to just hit the neutrals, try and read everything out, but him opting to go for the Rebels guard and disadvantage. I get it, but when you have a player like Kura who's just doing so good at grappling, I would be scared to be throwing out Rebels guard just willy-nilly.
I definitely agree with that. We have to see, how's Kura going to try and stall out this Arsene? And honestly, he's not really running from Arsene. He's playing his same patient gameplay, whether Arsene's around or not.
Right, and that makes sense. She's just trying, because he's put enough fear on Starman that he's having to back up and a lot of that. And I think him continuing his pressure was doing a better job of keeping Joker in check. I don't know what he was going for with the electroshock.
I think he thought it may be a good option to close down the distance, but a little bit slower than maybe he thought. Going to kill, even with pretty decent DI coming out of Starman, going straight for the farthest corner he possibly could have, and just building on as much damage as he can. Kura really just running away with this one in 3 stocks to 1. Still sitting at, honestly, a pretty healthy 127. Instantly gets smash attack.
All right.
But still, got a stock to spare.
Yeah.
But this is the same situation we were at last time, and Starman was able to bring it back with just a couple of Arsenes.
Yeah, getting those grabs, always calling out that Rebels guard. Good on Kura's part.
And maybe that's one thing that's starting, a reason that Starman's being a little flustered is he's having a lot of these Rebels guards called out. And he's not able to get as much Arsene as he's been through the rest of the tournament, because I will say this man has had more Arsene help and more Arsene power than I think anybody else I've seen play Joker in this tournament.
Mm-hmm. And that's not a bad thing. That's how you're supposed to play the character.
Oh,
and that is the point of Joker and Arsene, is to use them in tandem with each other to get your win. Although, just using Rebels Guard so much at times like these just doesn't seem like the right time. Doing it when you're in disadvantage is maybe not the best choice. You want to try and get it when you have a bit more solid of a read. A forward smash is going to come out. No, it is not.
Oh, and lets it go just a little bit early. Starman getting a little bit proactive there. Maybe, thinking he had a little bit easier than he did last time.
Yeah, he probably wanted to go for a bit stronger of a smash attack, but definitely it's paid for it here. And Arsene almost on deck, but Joker is at 112.
And the big bad blue man is here and not getting the combo in the confirm from the fair one.
I think there's too much rage on.
That could be possible.
That's rage on both of them is affecting that definitely.
And the back air is going to be it. Now,
Okay.
Starman, this is still very doable. He's got a minute or a second, probably 10 seconds left of Arsene. If he can rack up a little bit of damage, and he could still get an early kill, but Kura's just avoiding him at every moment, just camping him out on these platforms, using those extra jumps. Starman might have a little bit of uphill battle here.
Oh, he definitely does, with as long as it takes to get that. Unless he gets a good Rebels Guard going off, which was very possible. I think he used guns to get some momentum stuff back. Okay, got a combo
good
going.
with, racking up this damage very quickly, trying to get him a little bit out of place for that fair one.
Cora's got to be careful. It's still Joker, and Joker can do so much in this game.
And you have to think, Kura's definitely not trying to throw out any wasted attacks. He's trying to be very deliberate with everything that he's doing here. Joker probably, obviously looking for a Rebels Guard, trying to get a little bit more of his win condition out. But even without Arsene, this is still very close.
Someone pressed the home button.
Somebody. Starman getting a little bit antsy. His thumb may have slipped. A bit of an accident here, so we are sitting at 2-1 for Kura.
Yeah.
So, hate to see that. Hate to see any kind of SD or any kind of malfunction that we have. But accidents happen.
Yeah.
Definitely nerves seem to be getting a hold of both of these players.
I mean, I was joking with somebody about it earlier today. They were like, yeah, sometimes I accidentally press the home button when I'm playing. And I'm like, yeah, well, if you want to get to the highest point of competition and you have that issue, just rip it out, honestly. Take your controller apart and take out the home button. If you can't have it on your controller, you can just have a normal controller for stuff like that.
We do have Joy-Cons on staff or on hand for a reason, just in case you do need to get back home.
Oh, God.
All right, so here we are, FD. I don't really know whose stage pick this actually benefits. Obviously, Starman thinks he's going to be able to have a little bit better advantage here. Probably just less room to run away from Arsene. Can't be camped out quite as hard. I think that's probably a little less landing options for Dark Pit.
Yeah, he was using the platforms to his advantage to run away, but Dark Pit gets his best kills horizontally, and a lot of his gameplay is horizontal and just catching jumps and catching landings and stuff like that. So lots of things going into this choice here. It'll definitely be interesting. We got Persona on deck, Mr. Arsene himself.
Ooh, and trying to put out the orbiters and just getting destroyed for
Died
it.
to that? No super armor coming out?
Hey man, that's Arsene. Arsene is super armor.
Yeah.
He's plot armor. I apologize.
Yeah,
Plot armor versus super armor. Plot armor seems to win most of the time.
And, the pits?
Ooh,
maybe the pits need to get to their goddess Palutena coming at some point.
Dude, that would be... That's how you buff Pit. You just have Palutena show up behind him and do all the moves.
Yeah, Palutena would have to teach him how to nair.
That's very true. That's one thing about Byleth that everybody noticed was that they have Pit nair.
Yeah, very specifically Pit snare is what he said. And that was the moment everybody groaned internally and felt bad for them.
Oh no. People groaned internally and externally much earlier after Byleth got announced. Not me though. I appreciate it. And hey, Kura taking it with the F smash. That was actually a pretty good call out on that neutral tech. That's one thing Starman doesn't really seem to do. He doesn't like tech rolling. He appreciates just being in place and being able to act as soon as possible.
Okay, Joker just going back to his jab after he missed the first one. Working out for him. Well, going for the Rebels Guard. I don't think he's gotten a Rebels Guard this set.
He has this set, definitely, but definitely not in that last game. Which, clock already ticking down, getting close to almost our halfway point.
Ooh, going for the down air.
Calling it out.
Going for his own down air.
And taking the stock.
Yeah, 125.
That was very impressive. And 125, 130, 140. Joker doesn't really have too many kill options other than maybe a high up air or a back air. Unless he gets maybe a drag down to a smash attack.
Or he gets a grappling hook call out. But that would be very interesting. You'd have to have him up there in the first place. All right.
Well, it is still very doable for Dark Pit, but he's got at least one Arsene that he's going to have to fight through at 156%. I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, personally I don't. But, stranger things have happened in the world.
Kura has been here to impress, so I am not going to count him out until it says game.
Yes, I agree 100%. That missed tech, getting the grab. Getting another grab. He's got Arsene on deck. Forward smash.
Very careful. Arsene already almost halfway gone.
Ooh,
the Aegon getting very close to taking that stock. Orbiter's not going to be doing a whole lot, giving Joker all the stage pressure he needs.
Joker seemed to be throwing it out, try to force Orbiters to come. Well, I think he knows he can just kill with side B at this point, so he's just
I don't know. Arsene is about to be gone, and there he goes. At 200%, Kura is going to do his best to try and take this right now.
If he had threw that down air out faster, it would have definitely gimped him. And he's in a dangerous spot. Okay.
Ooh, that was scary. Thinking he might be stalled off.
There we go.
And the forward throw, not going to take it at 210%. Kura really holding on to this, and this might be it. The down throw.
That was up throw, I think. Was
it
up
throw?
It looked like up throw.
I don't know.
He threw his hand up and he went down. Not sure.
Very strange. But
Joker going to school, finished up his schoolwork.
Starman doing his best, trying to bring this one back after that unfortunate game that he had to give up. Which I think we would have had a much closer game, kind of like that one, if he hadn't hit the home button. It would have been much more down to the wire. That was definitely a nail biter for sure. 200%. Dark Pit surviving so many strong hits and throws. But I'm excited to see what Starman has to pull out for this last one. And does Kura stay Dark Pit? I think he does. I think Kura stays Dark Pit because there's not a whole lot that he was able to get off with his link. So let's see. Going to Yoshi's Island, I honestly appreciate the music selection. I don't like having the random music. It makes it very difficult to get hype in losers finals
Corrin.
to us slow.
Going Corrin. We got another Corrin in top 8. Cries in chilled.
Yeah, this is definitely something that I was not expecting. Of course, being a player that we've not seen before, not really knowing how deep his pockets run, but that Dark Pit, I don't know if he should have switched off Dark Pit. I think that's something that was still very positive for him, and we're just going to see what this Corrin does because, Corrin, Dark Pit doesn't get a whole lot off of his throws, but I don't think Corrin gets anything.
Corrin gets nothing off of her throws, but it's a lot more matchup inexperience, I think, is what he's trying to go for. Same thing he went for with Dark Pit. It's just Joker seemed like he was figuring that out pretty well, and so now he's going to a different character with a lot of different stuff. That was a very interesting interaction. Thank you, Slants.
I believe that Kura was trying to get him with the multi-hit to try and drain Arsene a little bit faster.
Yes, and then
kind of like that, because I think this goes all the way down to breaking the shield.
Oh, very
lets it go.
Close.
Just a little early.
That sucks. You hate to see it happen.
I think Kuro could have had that if he just held it just a hair longer.
Yes.
Down throw, still going for down throw, not trying to gain stage control, trying to bring it up as high as possible. Good SDI coming out of Starman.
Yeah, he SDI'd down, definitely. Down and away, for sure. Okay.
Made him think about that one for a second.
Yeah.
You've been pinned. I hope he knows what's next. So here we go. Trying to get a little bit of a throw follow-ups for Joker. And I want to see if Kura can put together, kind of like we see from Chilled, some of these down tilt and some of these Corrin combos.
Maybe not right then.
Not right then.
Not right then. All right.
So we have Arsene on the table here. And I forgot that has a hitbox.
Yeah,
I forget that was a possibility.
That's how Chilled gets some of his kills.
That is one of the big things that, maybe could have been a good counter pick against Starman is Dark Pit not having a hitbox on his up B.
Yeah, that's another good point.
That's how I've been seeing a lot of Jokers, and I lost against the Joker earlier, and I lost a few stocks from getting countered off stage. So,
right.
That was definitely something that you do have to think about.
Mm-hmm. And he's definitely making him think about it by bringing this game and taking the lead, getting those grappling hook combos for sure. The forward smash is going to take from that whip grab. All right.
And pinning around the AHA.
Uh-oh.
Just see Corrin's facing the wrong way, and see that's where I believe this Yoshi Story pick actually comes in pretty strong, is having those walls to where Corrin can decide when he wants to show up and get up on stage, because he can just pin and kind of wait for a little bit.
Good on Corrin, keeping Joker on disadvantage for as long as she has. But now Arsene is back on deck. One more good up air ought to do it.
Ooh. doing a good job trying to ledge trap him there with the pin. Not getting a whole lot, barely missing. That was a very weird, slow knockback off the up B from Joker there.
Oh.
And there goes Arsene. So now this is kind of a little bit more of an even game.
Yeah, that definitely would have been a kill had he had Arsene. All
And
right,
that's going to
Finn
be
the
it.
win.
Sitting at
Love it.
152. Let's see if Starman is going to be able to maybe pull off maybe a up air smash attack combo or any kind of drag downs or anything like that.
All right. I really like that we have another corner. That's an interesting thing that we have another. There's not just one. This character, people do love it, and it has an interesting enough playstyle. Ooh, it's good. Raw smash attack is going to take it.
That was quite the call
No
out
Arsene
coming out of
needed.
Starman.
Good patience on Kura. Here comes Arsene. Oh, missing his chance, but getting the grab.
Again, these grabs coming out of Kuro just so strong, so positive, and he's getting a lot of mileage out of it for sure.
Ooh, that down tilt. Working against Joker.
I would want to go back and see just in this set how much percent Kuro has gotten just off of pummels.
All of the percent.
Way
too much.
He's had to have at least had 50% come just purely from the pummels because he gets 4 or 5% per grab, and he's getting grabs left and right.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely that chip damage effect. Good option for him going high. It's definitely that chip damage effect, and that is what is chipping away at the armor of these players here. Ooh.
That was like 8% right there.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's definitely getting a lot out of it.
And it's smart because it's Joker. Joker, like when your gameplay is focused around, getting Arsene and then having to go back, and it doesn't seem like he's going for too much when he doesn't have Arsene. So
he plays it very safe. He plays his nickel and dime game. Kind of plays the sheep game more than anything.
And that will
but
take
that does take it. And